Hey, you guys, it's Lynn. We are back today with a message from God, and I really wanted to bring you some sunshines and roses, but today's kind of not giving us that kind of message. So we're going to break this down. I think it's really useful, and I think it's relevant to a lot of people that are struggling in the journey. Um, so we're going to read through this. It's not very long. I do have people from our group up here with me. They are, really close to this as well, so they might have some input. So that's that. Let's break to it. Hold on. Let's find it. Okay, here we go. This was for today. And basically, when Stancy got this warning, she sent it right to me and she said, this has to get out. She said, I got John to type this up this morning. He sounds pretty stern and pissed off, really. And I didn't edit this. She blows through these really fast. I forgot. Here, I'll fix it right now. Hear how you want to, of course, anytime. Can you guys see this okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Because when I'm over here, I can't see what's going on. So he's talking about Commandment of Mastery. I know we've been talking a lot about, we've really been pushing people about, getting into their work. We are moving into go time. We have twins that are being snapped into or locked into their mission seats, meaning when God basically is like, okay, you're mastered, you're ready to rock, you're all ready to go, you're locked in. That's been happening in rapid fire succession. We've had 3 in the last week, and it's kind of moving like dominoes. I've never seen twins move this fast. So I'm taking him seriously right now. One other reason that I also I'm getting where he's coming from with this message was because he even told me last week, just filter who you work with because you don't have time. Like, if people are not going to be willing to do the work or you have to debate about it with them, just move on to someone else that's actually willing to. And he talked about that last week. So I've never heard him say that before. Usually I'm supposed to have compassion and patience. I'm supposed to talk to somebody and really help them understand it. He's like, if they are so unwilling to grasp a concept and they don't want to learn it and they don't want to work on it, then I move them aside. So if you want to look at his words on that, go back a couple days, it's in there. He's saying, it is the time to put all differences and judgments aside. This I say to all my chosen, for this is not mastery by any measure. These are human traits and a conditioning in the mind of many that stems from long ago, including lifetimes before your present. Basically, everything that you brought with you from past lifetimes kept repeating until you mastered it. And we're being called to be in this position where we've released all of that. And now we're being held accountable is what this is. Know this, if you are not willing to do the work within yourself and disregard what I have already mentioned in these matters, then you are surely not ready for this journey and what it entails. It is apparent that you are not ready to accept what is put in front of you is my word. It is apparent that you are not ready to accept what is said is my truth. It is apparent that you are not ready to accept that you chose to be here and learn all lessons, past and present, to be able to evolve yourself as an angelic being. Pretty much everybody's whining and griping, and there's a lot of ego involved. He just wants it all gone. Move into it. He's saying all conditioning and belief systems you have in play that does not serve you, I warn you, purge them in their entirety, or you will not progress forward in your mission, your role, and be a part of the team that must be productive. And he is not joking around. He is basically forcing us and pushing us to the grindstone on any little thing that we have left. So if you've got a little ego to kick, he's going to get rid of it. If you're still having trouble with discernment and you don't know, you can't tell dark from light, or you don't know even what side you're on or where you stand or who you follow, that's a problem. All of these things need to be locked in place. You guys have all the resources and tools available for this. And it's more than that too. We're going to get into that. He said, step off the field if you do not wish to do the work. This I say to you, my chosen. Do not think you are not replaceable, for I allow certain things to happen for growth, but there are limited chances in this. Take heed. In other words, I'm going to give you so many times I'm going to test you. If you don't pass the first test, I'm going to make the second one similar but more difficult. If you don't pass that one, I'm going to give it to you harder. And at a certain point, he's going to say, holy crap, if you can't hack this, then you're going to get annihilated in moving forward in what we're supposed to be doing. Not only that, if you can't hack this, then how are you supposed to way show? How are you supposed to teach people unconditional love if you can't master it yourself? Time is near, and there is no time for petty differences and negative mindsets. Only make way for positive, evolving growth within you and your husband/wife, which is what he refers to as all twins, for this is your purpose now. This is so true because ever since July, because I know I did it, I'm seeing multiple people in the groups did it. We're going through the same thing at the same time to get rid of whatever in your 3D does not serve you. And that also includes any negative energy. It includes such an aversion to petty bickering, back talking. Any of this karmic behavior needs to be completely gone. So all of that is a negative vibration. And I'm going to give you an example about how that's actually more dangerous than you think. Leah, Tracy, and I had a period just a little bit ago recently where all three of us pretty much were taken down. Everything was going wrong. It felt like dark, but it wasn't. Or it felt like dark, but not to that extent. We finally were like so sick of it. We went to God and we were like, okay, what's up? And what he saw was there were a few people that were actually slewing hate. They were back talking. They were being venomous and vicious. And anytime you wish something against someone, like, oh, I hope their crap falls apart, or I really hope that, they don't get this, or if you have some kind of envy or some type of wish against someone else, that's actually dark, and God sees it that way. What had happened was these people that were basically spewing hate and griping, what happens is that is considered intent. That is actually what happens in witchcraft, in voodoo, and all of this black magic. When they are sending the intent, that's why the evil eye works. But they're sending their intent with their words, and then dark picks that up and runs with it. So the problem with that is God sees that as you're doing dark. So if you're a twin and you're talking bad about somebody, if you're a twin and you're saying, well, I hope that they never, get to where they need to go, or you're wishing bad on somebody, God sees that as dark intent. Putting dark intent against a twin to the point where it actually hinders them from moving into their mission and moving into their twinship is the worst act you can commit on the soul level. I see people getting the most major retribution from that stuff. And God is saying at this stage, there is no excuse for that. So if you've truly moved into this place of mastery, if you've truly moved into this place of I'm moving away from what doesn't serve me, and you also include emotional BS in there and programming and karmic behavior and anything short of unconditional love, if you're truly there, then you won't be partaking in this activity anyway. You'll be drawing boundaries around it. You'll be saying, I'm not going to have that in my energy, or I'm not going to have this conversation, or you can handle it in a healthy way, not a karmic way, but you can handle it in a healthy way. And that's what he's calling us all to do. We're supposed to be in a state of unconditional love and mastery to all, to the karmics, to the people against you, no matter what it is. If that means you have to remove someone from your life to keep that energy out, then do so. It's really getting down to the point where people are choosing sides, and he's looking at it like, if you're allowing it in, then you are aligning with it. So there's that part of it. You must operate from your angelic soul perspective and not your human objectives, for this will only bring failure in your twinships. Everything that we do, in every move we make in our guidance with God, with team, in our missions, in our twinships even, including regarding our twin, is basically, should be God-centered and God-driven. we need to have this connection with God and team established so we can say, what can I do to, help my twinship today? Or you need to take an active participation in it. There's a lot of crap in the community that says, don't love your twin. Whatever you do, don't send them energy. That is the worst thing you could do. And if that's what's going to happen, if you're not sending the love, you're definitely not getting it back, and your twinship will disintegrate. I've seen it happen. That's what he's talking about. We are being called to be angelic. We are being called to move into unconditional love, and we are all about love and light. So if you're saying that you're love and light, then why are you withholding it from the person you're going to love more than anybody? Think about it. Be mindful of all these things, for I am watching and listening at all times. Hear this now, my chosen, and move forward with haste. Know this to be clear, for I am watching attentively. So I want to hit the comments real quick. Alexa Kovacs. Hey, I need you to email me. I have to ask you about something, please. It's Lynn at Graceful Connection. Here, I'm going to put it up here. Actually, look down in the description. It's right there. Email me. I want to talk to you. It's good stuff. Have you ever heard of star seeds and using your birth chart and astrology to find your essay? I don't know. What is an essay? Is it a soulmate? Here's what I think about astrology. There are all types of different soul groups. There are angelics, there's star seeds, there's dark. I mean, there's many different types of soul groups. Astrology will align with the events of your life. There's a lot of things that align with astrology, but you cannot find your true twin flame just based on astrology. You're led to your twin flame out of 7.5 billion people. You're going to be put in a time and a place for you to connect when it's time for you to connect. That's how this works. So you can definitely look at astrology, and I'll tell you, I've seen mine. I know that it's pretty much dead on. But trying to locate one person through astrology, and not only that, you can't determine a twin flame connection over astrology. You can say, wow, these people are really compatible in all these ways, but those aren't the markers of a twinship. So I would explore, if you're really looking to find out if it's a twinship, go back to the video that it talks about the difference between soulmates and twin flames. And then if you really need to check it, I can do it. But there are definitive and identifiable markers that all twins have that soulmates don't. So go look at those, and that should really help. Okay. So your message cut off. You're saying using the birth chart and astrology to find your star galaxy that you might orientate from. Pleiadians, Andromeda. Twin flames originate from the God spark. We all have lived on different planets. We've all been in different characters in different lifetimes, but twin flames originate from the God spark, and then it splits, and then it splits again, and then it splits again, and then you are split from your twin from that God spark when your soul is pushed into two. I hope that makes sense. I'm not against astrology at all. I'm just saying for twin flames, we really need to be focusing on the actual work, and astrology is not it, just like card readings aren't it. Thank you, Layra, for posting. Yeah, email me, Alexa. Star galaxies, yeah. We don't focus on that because the work that we have to do, I'm only telling you this, I'm not objecting to what you're saying, because I totally agree. There are a lot of people that are focusing on that, but true twin flames, we have way different stuff that we're supposed to be focusing on together. So I don't even look at astrology, like, ever. It's useful and it's entertaining. It can help people determine if a soulmate relationship, I think, is compatible. Absolutely. But there's that. Okay. So there's that. That was short and sweet. I wish it could have been lovey and fun, hopefully tomorrow. But really take an inner assessment and look at this really deeply and go, okay, what are you allowing in your life, and what are you projecting, and what are you sharing outward? Sarah is saying, where can you find information on the God Spark? I had never heard of it until I met you. We got a lot of this from Team. And then where do we back it up? It's all over the place. It's basically, okay. The God Spark is considered what? The God particle, the Higgs boson. It's it is, oh my gosh, we teach it in the master course. It's a lot. Maybe I need to do a video on it. How do I describe this briefly? It is basically the spark of creation, and then it splits and splits and splits. It's particle physics and quantum physics, which is kind of a lot. So, yeah. A lot of this stuff aligns in actually in the Bible. Like unions actually look like a giant explosion, but in the Bible they are shown as a star, and the star that fell to the earth or came to the earth, which is actually the angelic sparks that came and incarnated in human bodies. It's just, it all aligns. It's really interesting. We also have a lot of scientific evidence that aligns with it. There's a lot of stuff, events that are happening where it has to do with the God spark. So CERN's been trying to track it, and they actually found it, I think, in 2015. So interesting stuff. Any of you guys have anything to add? Anything you've seen in the community that you think relates to this? Are you guys kind of like frozen because you're like, I didn't read this before I got on here, and that's really, really creepy. It's all good. We're all capable of doing this. Just push yourself. Do an assessment on truly like what is your level of emotional mastery. And then if you don't know how to get past something, we can help you with it. We have open groups, like the free group down at the bottom. People ask for they have questions in there all the time. And you can always too ask your angelic team and ask Holy Father God, because they will guide you. There's that. Unless anybody has anything else to add, guess we'll see you another time. Anyone? Stana says, why is there so much confusion about the twin flame knowledge online? How to know who's legit and what's the end goal of all of this? Because basically, I had the same problem, Stannis, when I started this. When I found out I was a twin, it was like 2016. I had been in the connection for 2.5 years, but I didn't really know that's what it was. Then when I had my Kundalini and all my abilities flooded in, I went out in the community and I was like, what the hell? It's the same stuff, but from different viewpoints. And then how do you know what's accurate and what's not accurate? So what we've been doing for the last 6 years is taking all the information out there, going to God and team, getting the input on it, actually testing it. Like, what is the difference between actual people that actually have certain abilities and have this stuff and between people that don't? The problem is there are so many people out there that believe that they're twin flames and they're teaching, quote, twin flames, but they're actually soulmates, but they don't even know the difference themselves because they have not come at this from an evidenced approach. They've just basically regurgitated the same old information that really doesn't help anybody that's actually a twin. There's really only 144,000 pairs of twins in the world out of 8 or almost 8 billion people. That's way less than 1%. So that's basically only one. If you broke everybody down in the whole world, there would be one twin for every approximately 28,000 people. A lot of the mainstream media has pushed out all of this. These celebrities are twins when we know they're not. Everybody has kind of jumped on the twin flame bandwagon and just keep funneling all this information around. I ask people to ask them for evidence, just like Sarah's like, okay, where's the information on the God spark? We'll dig it up and give it to you. The difference in frequency, like where this came from, and how this aligns with revelations. So there's that. That's why it's confusing, because there's a lot of stuff that's not true. There's a lot of stuff that is true that's just regurgitated, and then some people have a lot of this in their lap and they don't know the difference. It's just really hard to sift through. I totally get where you're coming from. Everything that we teach here, I don't share anything unless we have evidence to back it up. We've always been that way. That's why we've evolved over the last 6 years. We've tested everything. We can test the twin actual energy. There are different things that only twins actually experience that nobody else does, and it's markedly different. I love this. Way to go. It says in the Bible that the 144 are virgins. Can you explain? It's a level of purity is what that is. Not all twins are even, there are a lot of twins that are what's the word? Celibate because of their twinship. What that is referring to, from what I understand, I don't know everything, but that's one thing that's been kind of a question mark in my head too. So if I don't know something, I'll tell you. But what I get from it is its level of purity. Enlightened Goddess is saying, with constant spiritual attacks plus ascending stuff, how is this possible? How is what possible? I'm just trying to figure out what you're referring to. Oh, how is being pure possible? Because first of all, if you're having constant spiritual attacks, your job is to understand your frequency and your energy, understand how to use your flame, understand how to use the connection to keep these spiritual attacks off you and your twin. Because all of us are way more powerful than dark. We know this. Dark knows it. So your job is to step into those abilities, because you have God-given abilities to basically get rid of all of that stuff. Like, intent's really tough. There are certain people that deal with intent, but in terms of like any type of those attacks, everybody here that's in this group has mastered that. We don't get attacked. I haven't gotten attacked in a long, long time. Hold on a second. I think somebody's joining. Tracy's back. Yeah, it's just part of your job. So if you're keep having these attacks, it's because you haven't mastered it yet. So if you need help with that, we can teach you. That's what we do. I fight dark. That's like my soul level mission is fighting dark. So I can get rid of it and teach you how to keep it off of yourself. But you're supposed to be keeping it off you and your twin, so that you're vibing high. You can reach that emotional mastery, and then you'll be primed for when you're supposed to actually combine energy. Yes, I need help ASAP. Reach out. There is a page on the website. Go to gracefulconnection.com. There is a page on there that talks about dark. It's all about dark. Like, that's like my specialty on the that's my soul mission, is fight dark. So if you need help with that, oh, they're scratching you. Okay. Yeah, that's not cool, especially the kids. Reach out to me. Go look at the dark page. Go to gracefulconnection.com. Look under the dark page, and then look down there and see what applies to you, and then reach out to me. Or just book a session. I'll clear it all. It takes like an hour and a half, 2 hours max. And then we teach you how to keep it off. Yeah, because that shouldn't be happening. You're way late. Does that help? Yeah. Yeah, there it is right there. Thank you, Labra. Yep, anytime. That's what we're here for. We're like one-stop shop. So there's that. All right, you guys, anything else? Anyone else want to share anything? Okay, this one is a little bit stern, but it's all in our best interest. You guys can do this. We're all capable. If you need any help, reach out. There's always the free group. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm struggling with something, we'll see if we can quickly like help you out with it. And there's always support there. That's what we do. We're all here, and you got this. Oh boy. Hold on. Stannis is like, are these beings archons, what you call dark? Yes. They're vicious effers. Yes, they're dark. They're very advanced, and they just jump into people, and they do horrible things. They're not to be messed with. Yeah, archons are definitely dark. Okay. There's that. She's like, I sent you an email. Okay, cool. We can talk about it. Yeah, we can get rid of that stuff. You're way stronger than all of this. You just got to figure it out. Okay. Yeah. We can teach you what all of them are. We have a solution for all of them pretty much. So we got this. We got this. There's nothing that we can't take down. Unless there's anything else. Thank you guys. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have like a bright, sunshiny one. Until then, see you later.